Contrello Games, baby. That's what he was saying. I speak ape. We're here with the definitive version of this game. What? Okay,
you did the alter. Oh,
the
yeah.
control schemes are so strange in this game. You know, like, yeah, that's a whole other thing. Anyway, very happy to have Donkey Kong back on the Switch for some reason. You know, never got our new game. Switch 2's coming out. It's over, boys. No DK game on Switch. But we do get these things, you know? Games we already played. And a fresh coat of paint.
For more money. Let's go! But, you know, if anyone deserves it, it's Donkey Kong for no good reason. He's like, I need bananas. It's Fire Knack.
I mean, it was before Knack came out, but yeah.
That's where the idea came from.
He's not beating the Knack allegations.
You know, even though the style of this game is not what I like as much as far as like, the art style and stuff, I still want Retro to make like a third game. Like finish out their like trilogy of DK games. I think would be really awesome.
As you might know, Retro went from making 3 Metroid games into making this game, and it was tough for them to adjust to such a different style of game. You know, Donkey Kong is not nearly as gruesome as Metroid is, and so I think they swung a little too far back in the colorful and whimsical direction. That fur texture is a little rough. Ooh.
I've always loved this.
Did Donkey Kong just fourth wall break?
Perhaps. I think it's cooler when Diddy Kong
does his forward air.
Yeah.
Yeah. Better luck next time, guys. Next time we replay this game, we'll definitely look for that. Maybe we should play the 3DS version again. This one's very similar.
Yeah, I was telling Michael before, like, we, like, never went into the treehouse in this game, which is hilarious to me.
For 10 years. Just did not think about doing this.
And we got this fire beat. My boy's got his whole wardrobe on the pillar there, just 2 ties. Yeah, so if any of you don't already know, which we started playing this game before and discovered this,
we started playing this game and discovered this, and Papa Control was having yay old OBS problems, and so we that one's lost to time, but we found out, much like the 3DS version of this game, you can't land on the same enemy. There's kind of this neat feature in the Wii one. They took it out of the 3DS, I assume for like technical reasons. You know, it's on the 3DS. It's not as strong. It's understandable. But now we're at this point where we are on the all-powerful Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, I should have been able to land on that frog there. I'm playing Donkey Kong, by the way. We didn't mention
that. Oh yeah, I'm playing. I mean, they know.
If you,
they know. I mean, if you're part of Contrello Nation,
yeah, you know who's who.
Controlopolis. If you're a citizen of the
Contrello Army.
I've got no more puns to make, but yeah, right there. Whoop! Someone will not land the jump. It's a little sad. But
Oh, crisscross applesauce.
anyway, yeah. But I'm playing Diddy Kong.
Yeah, they also don't have the interesting barrel landing technique for time trials, where you can
like
land
that
and ground pound
crack
and
the barrel.
yeah, ground pound into a roll simultaneously. It's pretty neat advanced technique. But yeah, it's just funny because I feel like this game is so much better in co-op. Like, it's funny, most people have only played this in Tropical Freeze in single player, and I'm like, the co-op experience for these games is elite. Oh my gosh, I can't believe
I mean, it's also pretty neat in one player. You know, like I've been playing this game a little bit on the side, some time trials and whatnot. Still fantastic in that respect, but the way that this game integrates its co-op, at least in the Wii version, is so good. You know, like in the Mario games, you'll kind of constantly get in each other's way. It's kind of a bug and a feature at the same time. However, all right, I'm gonna go right, but yeah, I mean, it's in this game, it's much harder. The jumps matter a lot more, and it's very useful to have those features, but they just didn't make it into this game. Now, how obsessed am I with this problem? You're like, Trello, chill, Michael. What are you talking about? I'm so interested in getting this fixed that I want to. I sent an email to the parties involved. Me, the diplomat of Cotrello Games. I sent them just like, hey, you know, I don't know if you guys knew this problem was in the game. You know, just wanna like, you know, figure this out. Can we get a patch, baby? Pretty please.
Yeah, I mean, it's and that's the thing, like, because I mean, you know, Michael and I, we played this when it originally came out. Like, I think we stayed up for nearly I don't know, probably till like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning the next day.
Don't do that. It's
yeah, wouldn't recommend. But you know, the thing is, we truly love this game. I mean, I always found it personally, like, I hated that they really changed the art style to be more cartoony as opposed to the Rare games trying to go for more of a realistic cartoony blend. And then obviously no Kremlings, you know, all that stuff. But I mean, this game is incredible. It's one of my favorite games of all time, and I've always had, even when we did our Cotrello playthrough of the Wii version, you know, it's great memory of mine. But yeah, it's just it's a real shame that you know, there's this issue that really sullies the way that you and I are gonna play it. Because for most people, you know, they're not even gonna attempt to play this in co-op, which is fine. But you know, I don't think I've ever played through this or Tropical Freeze in single player is what's funny.
Yeah, because I mean, it was, I mean, you know, it's, besides the Kremlings not being in this game, it's like they designed a game perfectly for us. They were like, hey, are you giant Donkey Kong fans and you like co-op games? Boy, do we got something for you. I mean, literally, like, could not have, like, dreamed up a better game in my head. It's this, but it has Kremlings in it. That's the perfect version.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we're very much into the co-op of this game. And I mean, it is a great experience if you can find someone who's, you know, kind of on the same level as you in the platform, or even if they're not. You know, I've been playing this with my son, and I just have him play Diddy, and you know, if he's feeling a little stressed, you know, just jump on Papa's back, just like he does in real life. I'll carry you places.
Oh, I got left behind.
I ditched you.
Yo. Nice. Yeah, but yeah, it's just really a shame because it's funny when we, so this problem that we're talking about, it's in the 3DS version of the game, so it's not like this is new, but we always assumed that was just due to like you know, the performance of the system or something, some sort of performance limitation that the 3DS had, but you know, what was I going to say? So it's not like this is new, but you know, it's one of those things. I think for then it was a little more forgivable. And when this game was announced, we actually tried to, you know, like I had Michael turn on the Wii version of this game and try to compare it to the footage we saw in the Switch trailer just to see like, oh, does this look the same, you know? And we were pretty convinced that the feature was gonna, you know, still be in this version.
Well, I just thought like there's no way that they would just like overlook that again, but
3DS version.
it's like I almost wish we would have made a stink about this in the ripe old year of like 2013, whatever. I always think there's a collectible there.
Well, there is. It's just you gotta go this way. Yeah, and that's why it stinks that there wasn't clear, definitive footage of this being a problem before the game wasn't. Oh, I didn't even mean to do that. I was just jumping.
I don't die.
But yeah, it's just yeah, it stinks that there wasn't footage like really displaying the issue, because if there was, like, I think people could have brought more attention to it.
Yeah, apparently for the 3DS, we were the only people on planet Earth who played that in co-op, because, you know, even to this day, the most, like, studied Donkey Kong bloggers, channels, whatever, just, you know, never talked about it. Never talked about it, but there's... But the more I explore it, the more I realize that, oh no, it's not just... It's not just us. There's like, you know, just all these people, these random people out there are like, oh yeah, I was wondering why that felt so weird. So we hear you, we see you, we hope the game will get patched, but yeah, it definitely seems like they did the 3DS version, which is weird, because if you remember from the, this was so weird. So like, I'm playing the 3DS version, and then I'm like, well, I want to play on a big screen. Let me go back to the Wii version. The Wii version looks HD compared to the 3DS. So I'm like, I don't understand the math here. But I guess they thought, well, hey, the 3DS version comes with the extra levels, and so, you know, we're just going to do that.
Yeah. I also don't know why. Something I was curious about, and I'm curious to know your thoughts, and I know it would take them a lot more effort and work, but I always, like, this is why I just think there's no such thing as a remake anymore, because it's just the thing that's very jarring to me, and this is a completely different topic on this whole thing, but like, you have Tropical Freeze on the same system and it looks way better than this game does. It's like, why couldn't they just use Donkey Kong from, I mean, I'm not a game developer, so I don't know the process. I'm assuming it's complicated and takes time and money and work, but you're also selling this at full price and everything, so it's like, why aren't they able to give me the models and everything from Tropical Freeze, you know? Because Tropical Freeze on the Switch came out, what, 7 years ago? Man, it's crazy how time flies, but 7 years ago, and it's like, this game looks discernibly worse. I mean, I still think it looks pretty good, but I think that's because Returns was just a good-looking game on the system. I didn't need you to ride my back. I got skills. Oh, let me get these.
I love DK's landing animations. They're so satisfying.
Yeah, it's funny to see in the announcement trailer for this game how there only used to be one animation, and then they changed that to have 3 different ones. I like that. If they're yellow, you can tell that they jump. We've had a nice, efficient playthrough so far, though. Come on, get him! Nice. See if you can get all those. Yeah. Oh, come on!
Funny thing about the mechanic there.
Ah! Oh, the peanut.
I forget that's like, actually useful. There's like 2 enemies in the game that it actually like dispatches, and it's the frog and the blue bird.
Does it like lock on though? Like the peanuts?
Does it lock on? No.
Oh, it seemed like they were like heat seeking. Oh. Oh no. The seem like ones you can break. I know that's what you would call it, a thing there, but or that might actually be where you come out of.
Yeah, you know, I'm sure porting anything seems like a challenge because, like, if it were easy, they'd probably get it right more often. But this has become like kind of a huge modern problem, where like the remasters are generally just not better than the original product. So you'd probably be better off, like, you know, busting out the old CRT, getting on eBay, getting a copy of this game for like $20 and just playing it on Wii. Of course, you have to contend with the motion controls, but but you know, it's like it might be worth it. You know, everything's a trade-off, where it's like what I feel like should be the case is like, oh man, I can't imagine playing any other version of this game.
But my whole thing is just
so
like,
good.
I just, oh no, what in the world, dude? That was, I think we need Rambi too. What in the world just happened? That was so weird.
You goofed.
I just, like, he started running, but no, what was I trying to say? Darn it, I had a train of thought.
Something about porting the game.
Yeah. So, like, my whole thing is like, if you're gonna charge full price to what you would call it?
Let me have Rambi this time.
Oh, I was just gonna say you could have the next level.
The next Rambi level?
Yeah, that's how we usually do it.
I think the way we usually do it is you just play Rambi every time.
No, we literally on the cut of this game you'll never see. You did the second Rambi level.
That's so. I don't remember.
Yeah, that day was a blur.
You know, it was a blur because we just went into this blind.
Oh my gosh!
And totally assumed that it was gonna work, and that just it was not the case. It was not the case. Probably one of the like, I don't know, you know, I don't, because I'm not like emotional about games in terms of like, you know, I'm so busy these days. It's like,
no, I had the timing. I wanted the quick. I like doing it where it's like boom, 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 boom. What were you saying?
I'm not like typically like super emotional about games. Like I can wait what feels like forever for them. You know, like the wait for a Donkey Kong game has ceased to bother me. Do you want to? What do you want to do? You want to give another shot?
All no, it's just a puzzle piece.
It's just a puzzle piece. Listen to him. I suppose that was just a banana coin.
Well, we need those for lives. But yeah, but what I was trying to say though before is like, I just think like, dude, you're charging full price for a game, and I understand like a remaster, you don't want to put like the whole point of doing it is that it's an easier profit, because it's like, oh, we're taking a game we've already made before, we're not spending the, you know, money and time and development that we would on a brand new from the ground up game. But I just think it's one of those that, you know, if you're gonna charge me a full price for a game, like I just think like, why not do the extra bit of work? Because listen, I know a remaster is supposed to be a different process, but my whole thing is that as much work and time as it takes to maybe take the characters from Tropical Freeze and put them in this game is still probably a lot cheaper than making a brand new game. You know what I mean? And a lot easier still too. So I just, you know, what's wrong with that? I think that's a fair expectation for people to have, but I don't know. To me, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy is like the only remaster to... But I mean, but that's what a remake or remaster is supposed to be to me. It's not just supposed to be
well,
like...
I feel like a remake is kind of like...
you just put it on
more
another
like
platform.
what Final Fantasy is doing, where they kind of like answer the question, what if we made this in current day? And so like some things change pretty drastically. That was a good get.
Oh, just face me though. Face me, and move closer to the middle. I was trying to get a cool shot, like in the sunshine. But yeah, I mean, maybe not like a remake in that sense, but like I mean, I don't know, dude. I think I just think the term remaster is used so loosely. Like, oh yeah, you upscaled the fur a little bit and made some of the textures look a little better, but like it's just, I'm sorry, dude, it's weird when you see Tropical Freeze on the system.
Yeah, so I mean,
7 years old and it looks 10 times
This is
better.
not a remaster. This is a port.
Yeah.
And they freshened it up a little bit. I mean, I guess there's also ports where they don't do literally anything. So, you know, I would say like maybe light remaster or something. Although, you know, I would say like some of the visual effects do look good in this game. You know, like I like the general vibe of it. Donkey Kong's fur looks nice. You know, all that stuff is true. And honestly, you know, if you're gonna play this in one player and you haven't played it yet, it's still a great purchase.
Oh, definitely.
So, I mean, you know,
but
it's so weird that it's worse than the Wii version in any way. That's what's so very strange.
But it's not even that. I'm more so even taking the conversation different, where like I'm just tired of ports being, and I'm not even one of those, listen, like I don't really get mad over like this is 40 versus 60 or this or that, but I just think if you're a business and you're going to charge me a price as if this is like the same price you would charge me for something that is brand new, it's like, why not just take that bit of effort and just give me assets that are from another game, you know? Like I said, I'm sure it's not simple and easy, but I'm sure it's a lot easier than designing a game from nothing. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I wish there was the alternate timeline where this was the game that got the like retro remake treatment, because I heard the Metroid one was great. But yeah, that's where the game is. I'm hoping it gets a patch, and then everything I'm saying here will age like a fine milk. But we'll just have to see. And I'm not necessarily holding my breath. This game feels like something that was kind of made for a quick buck, which, hey, that's fine by me. That's fine by me. I've always wanted just a version of this game that lets me use button controls, because the waggle controls on the Wii, a little tacked on, you know? There's some games where they implement it pretty well. Mario Galaxy is like the lowest bar for motion controls in a game. Something like Twilight Princess, Resident Evil 4, fantastic with the motion controls. Honestly, like best versions of those games. Donkey Kong? And yeah.
We were talking about how, though, there's like no version of this game that doesn't have something that, I won't even say they're problems, but just things we would prefer them not to have.
I mean, I guess problem might be a strong word, but like just baffling decisions. You know, like give us an option to just use a button for it. Or, you know, honestly, man, the have your cake and eat it too option for this game is like, okay, so here's the thing. When you're using this move, this slamming on the ground, you're gonna shake the Wii remote, and it feels good. You know, it feels very kinetic. It's cool. I like it. For rolling, you press a button. It's that simple. Like, best of both worlds.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. It's just, but yeah, it is funny that, still remember you can get 2 off.
Huh. You know what's even weirder too is like, this is the game that is the entirety of the theme park. Like, there's no Tropical Freeze stuff. There's no Donkey Kong Country, no DK64. You will not see Lanky Kong there.
Which is weird, because I remember in some of the concept art they had Ellie the elephant. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I think
what happened to that?
They probably wanted that stuff at
and
Universal.
They used Rambi.
Nintendo said no.
They used Rambi from the Super Nintendo too, which thank goodness, because Rambi in this game looks terrible. Like he is.
He just looks like
hideous. Yeah. Oh, whoops.
He looks a little aloof.
Yeah, it's you know, and that's the problem I have with the art style of this game. Like, obviously there's only so much you can do to establish characters, but like you see it when they have like other characters like Rambi, and it's like, man, he looks ridiculous. Yeah, I should have just pressed it instantly.
But yeah, it is kind of strange because this is the entirety of what they're introducing Donkey Kong to the world with. So you would think you'd want to really like put your best foot forward with this game in particular. The Tiki Tack tribe, the temple aesthetic, all of that stuff is directly from this game.
Oh my gosh. I didn't realize I was
Yeah, this checkpoint's a little brutal. Skip the bananas. You don't have to get every banana, Matt. So you couldn't get those. They dropped down and just quit the game. Oh, it works. I haven't been bold enough to try that one yet. This part I feel like is kind of weirdly designed because you have no way of knowing that these other barrels are not going to behave like the other 5 that you just had. You ever find that weird?
Yeah, but it's also like so generous that it's like it's kind of pointless, to be honest. Oops. I don't know why I thought that was gonna spring up a lot faster.
What?
When they just look
What
at
did we
you.
miss? We were on such a good streak until now.
I think I know what. There's like one that's kind of weird in that level, if I remember correctly. Crazy cart.
Oh, let me do the minecart since you did the rampy.
All right, that means I get the next minecart level,
Yeah.
which is a lot better. See you later. Bye-bye. See you later. Shrek 5, man. Somebody once told me.
Somebody once told me.
You know they delayed it from
You go ahead.
whatchamacallit?
We had to take turns jumping on enemies.
They delayed Shrek from July of 2026 to December of 2026. I think it's like a Christmas movie now because of Illumination moved up, or not Illumination, Universal Studios moved up Minions to the same day as Shrek, which is like, come on, man. Like,
What, like they're making another Minions movie?
yeah. But they moved it to be like the same weekend as Shrek, so Shrek moved its release date, and it's like, come on, man. Like, nobody cares about.
Well,
I
it
actually,
shifted
like,
at
think
DreamWorks. The boss of DreamWorks is the guy from Illumination.
Yeah, it's interesting, but yeah, I don't even hate like the
Chris
Minions or
Meledandri,
anything.
son.
But although Despicable Me 4 was pretty bad, I think.
That one was very weird.
Yeah,
I will say.
I mean, I think those movies are kind of obviously they're meant for like young audience. Oh yeah, that's right. They're not meant for people like me. But
Well, they were going for this like.
I'm a film critic guy, so I watch like everything nice. You did it backwards.
They were trying to kind of like appeal to like this like suburban demographic of like Bruce in a suburb, haha. But it was very weird. I like watching those movies with my kids. I don't remember the third one at all, but I remember the second one being funny because they got a bad guy named Nacho or something.
Yeah, I think the other three, because my girlfriend likes. I mean, she likes animated movies, and honestly, I like most animated movies too. But man, what are you doing? What are you doing? But yeah, I mean, like I know Despicable Me's not like my audience, or I'm not the target audience, but it still felt like the fourth one was a huge drop off from the other three. Like I actually think the other three, I'm like, oh, these aren't as bad as I thought they were gonna be. I still just think it's so funny that the Minions is just the Rayman Raving Rabbids.
I wonder who
they're just
came
the
first.
Rabbids now because Ubisoft hates Rayman.
I wonder who came first because
It's the Rabbids.
They're both from France.
The Rabbids came like way back, dude. I mean, the Rayman Raving Rabbids, I think, came out in like 2004 or something.
Yeah, you're probably right. But when did the TV show come out? Because there was a TV show too.
Yeah, that's why I do like that the DLC for the Mario Rabbids 2 had Rayman in it. Because to me, that Rabbids game should have always been like a Rayman game. Because it's like the Rabbids are Rayman.
Or just do both, you know?
For any of you who don't know, we come back and do all the temple levels as one world. Temple world. So we'll be back. We'll be back. There is a music track in the you know, I'm kind of disappointed with the Mario Rabbids Rayman DLC. Like I looked up the music and a lot of it's just whatever. But they have a track in there that is like Rayman Origins. Like you can tell it's like a remix from that, and it's so good.
I had a ton of fun with that game.
Did you beat the Rayman DLC?
Absolutely. Is it
very
good? Self-aware. Like it's basically about how Rayman's washed up and or like they won't make another Rayman game. Like that's what the enemy kind of like does. So yeah, I mean it's
oh. Oh, I thought he was gonna jump.
You know, this boss is very weird when you're allowed to hit him. I don't like that with platformer games. Like, honestly, like, guys, Sonic already fixed this, like, you know, in 1991. You can hit the boss whenever. You hit the boss, he has a brief period of invincibility, and then after that, my gosh, I'm trying to roll under him.
Yeah, that's what happened to me last time.
So, the way 2D Sonic does bosses, perfect. Just, like, don't change anything. So it's like you're.
Ah! See, like this guy's just too goofy, man. Like the teeth. It's you know, I still love this game, but man, I hate that the art style
whenever we do get the Kremlings back, it'll be nice to have had like different types of enemies. Like it won't be like Mario where it's like you're constantly just fighting the same 16 different types of enemies. But yeah, boy, have we missed our boys for quite a long time since DK Jungle Climber.
Well, and I think, you know, I wouldn't have minded if Retro did the Snowmads in the second game and they just did the Kremlings in this just to be like, okay, hey, it's Donkey Kong Country Returns, you know, like. But they definitely should have used them in one. I want to say this before the end of the video, but and maybe I could talk about this more in the next episode. But my idea for a third game is that it's basically Donkey Kong Country 2. I think the first world is kind of like the last world of Tropical Freeze, where you do one level representing each world to get to the top of the island, and King K. Rool's there, and he like captures like all of the other Kongs except for like Diddy Kong. So you just start out the game DK and Diddy. And then all the worlds from there represent the worlds in Donkey Kong Country 2 of like Crocodile Isle. And that would give you like totally different locales, you know, which is what I think makes Country 2 stand out is it's like, it's not just jungles and, you know, here's a lava world.
Oh,
and
so
sea
it was
world
so
and,
creative. But
yeah.
To hear Michael's opinions on that, you're going to have to go to the next episode.
Yeah, left you with a little
guys.
cliffhanger. You
Sorry.
see Cranky's hut at the lava world, by the way?
Yeah, Catrello Nation signing out. How does he have a house there?